Is your engine refusing to start or sputtering outright when you need to pull into traffic? If you have hooked up your scanner and found a code P0389, it means your vehicle is dealing with an intermittent or erratic signal from its secondary crankshaft position sensor. This is a generic powertrain code, which means it applies to all kinds of vehicles found here in the United States, from your Ford F-150 to a Honda Civic or a Chevy Silverado. Your engine uses the crankshaft position sensor to track exactly how fast the engine is spinning and where the pistons are located at any given millisecond. This information is critical because the powertrain control module uses it to decide exactly when to fire the spark plugs and inject fuel. Since the camshafts spin at half the speed of the crankshaft, the computer needs a rock-solid signal to tell the difference between the intake and exhaust strokes. Most of these sensors are electromagnetic Hall effect types mounted very close to a reluctor ring, which is a metal wheel with precisely machined teeth. This gap is usually only several thousandths of an inch wide. As the teeth pass the sensor, they create a voltage pattern that the computer reads as a waveform. If that signal drops out even for a split second, you are going to have major problems. You will likely notice your engine will not start at all, or it might hesitate badly when you try to accelerate. Sometimes your tachometer will stay stuck at 0 even while the engine is cranking. The common causes usually involve a defective sensor or wiring that has been damaged by heat or road debris. Often oil or coolant leaks can soak into the connector and ruin the electrical insulation. To fix this, you should start by visually inspecting the wiring for any signs of fraying or corrosion. If you have a digital volt-ohm meter, you should check for a 5-volt reference signal and a solid ground at the sensor connector. If those are present but the code persists, you might need an oscilloscope to look at the actual waveform pattern while the engine is idling. You are looking for any glitches or missing gaps in the wave. If you see metallic debris stuck to the magnetic tip of the sensor, that can also mess up the reading. If the sensor and wiring pass all tests, you might be looking at a faulty powertrain control module, though that is much less common. Because a bad crankshaft sensor can leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere, you should get this addressed by a professional technician immediately if the basic wiring checks do not solve the problem.